time it is? Welcome back to Legendary TV. Name is Phil Legend, emphasis on the legend, and today we got Martian Manhunter versus Silver Surfer, DC versus Marvel Death Battle. I wonder how they're gonna make this work. Let's check it out. Oh wait. Oh man. Gotta check my laundry like 20 minutes. I can make it work. Let's do this. Still doing this? Okay.
Martian Manhunter, DC Space Ranger. The Silver Surfer, Marvel's Sentinel of the Spaceways. The depths of space hold secrets beyond our comprehension, but these sage superheroes have seen more of it than any of us could ever hope to. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick, and it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor,
Justice
and
League
skills
show.
to find out who would win.
One of the best shows I've seen in DC animated universe.
For as long as mankind has looked upon the night sky, the stars have beckoned the brave to search the unknown and explore its endless wonders. Like Dr. Saul Erdell, who's kind of a doctor in the same way Dr. Pepper is a doctor. This guy's got no formal education, but that didn't stop him from messing around with some ancient tech he stumbled upon. He was desperate to live out his boyhood dreams of exploring the cosmos. So with the tech's advanced capabilities, Erdell created a machine that would bring the cosmos to him. He pointed the machine at Mars, pushed a button, and hoped for the best. And it worked! Erdell summoned a real-life Martian right before his very eyes. So remember, kids, when in doubt, just push buttons. Never fails. The mysterious and powerful alien known as John Jones, the Martian Manhunter, immediately...
Okay, so I've only seen the Justice League show, and I guess the origins is a lot different compared to the comics. Because in the show, you know, John had like a family down in Mars. But since they were killed off by some kind of threat, that makes John the only one. So, you know, he traveled down to Earth because that's where the threat was and took care of it. But here, this is a lot different. Oh boy. He was just brought here. So the dude was just literally mind his own business, drinking his whatever he was drinking down in Mars. Good stuff. And then all of a sudden, boom, you're here on Earth. Man, couldn't be me. I would have told him to send me back because I don't want to stay here any longer. What the heck?
Started using his incredible powers in front of the doctor, like mind reading and shape-shifting. Which was just the tip of Erdell's discoveries. Turns out, Martians have complete control over their bodies and can transform into practically
whatever they want.
Like a freaking dragon, an exact duplicate of Wonder Woman down to her central nervous system, or even a totally generic green monster that loves Choco cookies. They can also shoot lasers from their eyes, fire psionic blasts, turn invisible, and phase through anything. Even Green Lantern constructs and force fields that Superman couldn't get through. On top of all that, they've got a crazy healing factor. John has regenerated back from a
but his weakness is fire.
Tiny pieces, or
I
even
think.
a puddle of goo. This display of awe-inspiring power overwhelmed Dr. Erdell's poor human heart and caused him to die in the Martian's arms.
Dang!
Well, at least he...
Just because you let curiosity get the best of you. Now look what you did. You're dead.
He accomplished his goal before he bit the red dust, right? Anyway, John used his shape-shifting abilities to hide amongst his new world by assuming the identity of a recently deceased detective named John Jones.
Dang.
God, what a crazy
okay, I'm sorry for keep on pausing, but why does that remind me of Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse? How Miguel just practically took a whole other identity of his dang, how do I put this? His own the other Miguel, and like, I guess like took the spot for him. I think that's a good way to put it out. John Jones,
comic book writer, you clever man. Detective John Jones.
Okay, let's see. Police detective, founding member of Justice League of America, likes Choco cookies a lot. Okay. 6'7", yeesh, and 300 pounds. All right. Is that
Lived a
all?
double life on Earth for many years, solving cases and helping as many people as he could from the shadows. But eventually, he stepped out, revealing himself to the world, and helped found the Justice League of America. And John definitely holds his own in the supergroup. He once pulled the Earth alongside Wonder Woman and Superman, who has stated that of all the beings in the known universe, he would be afraid to fight John. And he should be afraid. Superman wouldn't be the first Kryptonian John has gone toe-to-toe with. He's manhandled Ultraman, who's basically evil Superman from another universe, and Superboy Prime, who can shatter reality with his punches, and is also evil Superman from another...
And he just folded him like it was a laundry day? My lord. Hey, Silver Surfer, man, you better have better feats than that.
universe.
Oh, boy.
He took a blast from Asmodel, the King Angel from a literal army of heaven. He's held his own against...
You already got to this piece already? What the heck? Okay. Alright, so survive occurs. Elected leader of Mars 2 consistently goes toe-to-toe with Superman. Flew from Mars to the sun. Regenerated from atomic levels of destruction. Helped pull the Earth. Research time. Okay. Sorry, just doo-doo. Man. There's a Martian too? Like a evil Martian. Jones. So that's definitely like the evil version of Martian Manhunter. Was the archetype of an extinction level event known as the Curse, which is mentioned here. Okay. Or a plague of fire. Even though he was weak to fire, so he kind of survived through that. Alright. Make a fire. Wait, so it's an architect? But he's right here. Hold on. Sorry about my laptop. I don't even know. As model. What is an as model? An angel of the bull host? Oh, he was mentioned earlier. King of Angel of the bull host. Army of Heaven. Brett. Did I spell that right? Oh, yes, I did. DC. Oh, wait. Trying to see what Brett's about. What the The Sixth Sense? You know what? I'm just gonna move on. Sorry, fellas. Moving on.
Darkseid, the manifestation of tyranny in the DC universe. And he's fast enough to catch up to Supergirl and Superman, who we know flies so fast he can burst the bonds of infinity. So basically, he's just as strong and just as fast as a bunch of crazy gods and demons. While Sean's strength and speed are obviously very impressive,
Silver
it's also
Surfer,
no secret
bro.
that his greatest
You better have
asset
better feats than that, man.
He's one of the most powerful telepaths in all of the DC universe.
You already know
He
this.
reads minds, duh, but he can also shut them down altogether. And he once made Mr. Plexiglass.
Don't do it.
Mr.
Don't do it.
Pickles. Fuck your name. That's whatever.
Right.
And he got him to subconsciously say his own name backwards, which God only knows because I can't say it forwards.
Right.
Which canceled out his powers. His psychic defenses were
Crazy
strong enough to
work.
protect the Justice League against a worldwide telepathic attack. And his
We serve visits? You know what?
ability
Moving
to
on.
sense people's feelings is so strong, he can feel every sentient being in the entire galaxy. And he once outthought Perpetua from the Omniverse. Who's that, you ask?
Yeah.
Oh, just the freaking creator of the entire multiverse. She's basically the god of everything. Jean needed to connect his consciousness with everyone on Earth before Perpetua could catch up. He pulled this off by using his mental abilities within the span of Planck time. Literally the smallest possible
God dang, that fast?
time. In the time it takes you to count to 1, Sean could count to 1 and fly across the universe and back over 200 sextillion times. He outthought God. He's a
Hey, a Silver Surfer, bro. Oh, man. You better have some kind of trump cards to counter that. Huh. I guess Martian Manhunter likes Oreos, too. I think that's what they look like. I don't even know.
Master thinker, then God. And it didn't end there. John took a punch from her and walked away with just a bloody nose. And when she disintegrated him into basically nothing, he regenerated back.
I think Martian Manhunter has the edge, bruh. But I'll see for Silver Surfer though. Oh man. Oh boy, it's gonna take a while. Fruit head. I think that's like a cooking
From a
stuff.
hit from God. Batman has said that in order to kill Jean.
Alright, so shapeshifting, Martian vision, phasing, flight, super breath, laser vision, regeneration, mind reading, telekinesis, soul manipulation. Alright, moving
He would
on.
have to literally destroy every single atom in his body, one by one. God damn! If I didn't love alliteration so much, I'd say we change this guy's name to Martian God Hunter or something. He's basically invincible, right?
Like the
Not
God Butcher.
quite. Jean is not without weakness. He has a very
Fire.
real vulnerability to fire. At times, it has completely overwhelmed him to the point where he loses control of his body. And not just literal.
I mean, didn't he survive like a curse that was literally a plague of fire? Hold up. Because it was brought up earlier, really. Wasn't it? Or maybe it was a different kind of fire. Maybe.
Overwhelmed him. Once tricked, loses control of his body. And not just literal fire either. John was once tricked into just thinking he was surrounded by fire, and that was enough for him. Even still, Jean has been able to overcome this weakness. He's fought enemies with fire abilities and even taken hits from fire attacks, which leads me to believe the weakness, while potent and still able to cause real physical harm, is mainly psychosomatic. What are you doing? I heard what you said.
Don't fall for it. Okay.
I'll be a living God! Another win in the mind column for sure.
Hold up. Early Martian Manhunter stories were inconsistent on whether or not his weakness to fire is physical or mental, but recent issues has made it clear that it is physical. Likewise, John has trained to conquer this weakness, though he could still be incapacitated by larger flames. But then again, didn't he hold on. I forgot the name. Something curse. Ah, there we go. Thought that was like a... I know it was like a plague of... Okay, it was an extinction level event that nearly wiped out the whole Martian race. Hold on. That's literally a plague of fire. And yet he survived. But then again, these stories are pretty inconsistent, so it's clear that it's physical. But then again, it's inconsistent, so you really don't know.
And to think there's a whole planet of these guys out there. Unfortunately, that's no
Yo, what's
longer
good,
the
my brother?
case. Before Dr. Erdell's strange experiment, Jean's own brother used the Martians' telepathic connection to each other against them, and the entire planet was plagued with Ronmir's curse. As long as they stayed telepathically connected, every
Why they're
Martian was
kissing?
vulnerable to immense spasm.
Hold on.
As long as they stayed
Why look like they're kissing on that panel? I'm not trying to make it weird. Look at it. You can't... Okay.
telepathically connected, every Martian was vulnerable to a mental fire that would overwhelm them and burn them from the inside
mental?
out.
So that's what it was? Okay, so... It's pretty clear that he's weak to physical, not mental. Because if that wasn't the case, he wouldn't survive the curse. I'm trying to see if I'm right. Moving on.
Sadly worked very well, because the fear of fire is something Jean shares with his fellow Martians. Centuries earlier, the Guardians of the Universe, a group of immortal aliens who run the Green Lantern Corps, feared that the Martian race could become too strong. So they programmed the Martians with that genetic weakness to fire. Jean was able to survive the fiery curse by cutting off his mental connection to his people, including his family. Unfortunately,
so that's
his
how he did
wife, Myria, and their daughter couldn't live with the isolation, and he had no choice but to watch them give in and burn alive. Damn. Racked with grief and survivor's guilt, Jean was left to wander his homeworld all alone. His only solace being shape-shifting into his lost loved ones to convince himself they were still alive.
That's
Oh my God.
tough.
Jesus, John. That is so sad. That pain
Yeah,
has
man.
undoubtedly shaped who Jean is. In fact, the trauma he held on to so tightly formed a literal spiritual connection with those lost souls. A telepathic connection so strong, it kept them from finding peace in an afterlife. Let me say that again. His grief and telepathy were so strong, he prevented an entire race of people from moving on to the afterlife. It wasn't until years later that John could return to Mars and release those souls by finally letting go. And not to forget them, but to embrace his new life and his new home. A place he would defend time and time again to make sure the Earth never suffers a fate similar to Mars. To experience all of that, to truly know what it feels like to be alone in the vast universe, but continue to use your wisdom and power to help those in need, is what makes the Martian Manhunter such a noble hero. On a planet packed with other incredible heroes, John really has set himself apart. He's risen through the ashes and emerged the heart and soul of the Justice League. Your hope
That is tough.
gone with the breeze.
And if everyone I knew was, if all my family was dead, man, I don't even know how I would take it though. Because I've always been like an optimistic guy. And I just had news that my grandma had memory issues. Well, that news was tough. I had to keep moving forward. But man, and before I move on to Silver Surfer, I feel like the origins might be different here compared to the comics. Because in Fantastic Four First Steps, you know, oh wait, no, because that movie was taking place in a different universe. So, obviously it could be different. So, moving on.
This episode of Death Battle is sponsored by
One Piece.
on
I
Netflix.
already know.
Made by Zen La, a virtual utopia, free from any and all crime, poverty, and disease.
Oh, really?
To Norrin Rad, which I've gotta say is the sickest, most radical name I have ever heard in my entire life. He was a brainy kid who was raised to live a life of reason and intellect over one of gnarly
dang.
adventure. That is, kid who was raised to live a life of
This is what a classroom looks like? God dang, look at all these cubes! And another cubes! and they're like some kind of form of holograms? Like, this is just minimalistic to the max. Give the classroom a little spark, you know? Give them a reason to learn.
reason and intellect over one of gnarly adventure. That is, until the technologically advanced society came under threat from the
Galactus.
devourer of worlds, Galactus. So Norrin struck up a deal with the World Muncher. In exchange for sparing his planet, Mr. Red offered to lead
Okay. So it's somewhat similar to that, but this is at a different universe. The Silver Surfer was a dude, and even so, in First Steps, the female Silver Surfer worked for Galactus in order to save his planet. So, yeah.
behind, become Galactus's herald. And
I need to
seek
see that
out
movie
new
again.
planets for him to
Fantastic
scarf
Four
down.
First Steps.
And once
That was a
Galactus
good movie,
agreed
man.
to the deal, he imbued his new herald with the power cosmic, transforming him into
Silver
the
Surfer.
Silver Surfer. An equally tubular name. 2 for 2. Wow, you rarely see it. The power cosmic grants the Surfer.
All right, so Norrin Rad, you know that is a pretty cool name, though. I ain't finna lie. Herald of Galactus, member of the Defenders, a citizen of Earth, seen the Wizard of Oz 1,000 times. Must have been Wizard of Oz. It is a good movie. So, Cosmic Messiah, Cosmic Wanderer, Doombbringer, Glim Body, Norville Rapaport, Sentinel of the Spaceways. Okay.
For near unlimited energy, as well as matter manipulation, phasing, super strength, speed, and invulnerability, just to name a few. The Surfer is basically...
Obviously, Silver Surfer has the edge in
Galactus' space
speed,
magic, just on a
of course.
smaller scale, and Galactus...
Being the first Herald, the Silver Surfer has a wider range of abilities than the Heralds that came after him. So, since he has more abilities, wouldn't that have more of an edge compared to Martian Manhunter? But I don't know. Martian Manhunter did have some crazy feats. So let's check him out.
That power to fight guys like the In-Betweener, an abstract being from the overspace. The Surfer.
Who is that?
Like the
Hold on.
In-Betweener, an abstract being from the
Is that supposed to be an abstract Hulk? Is that an eye? What is that? Oh my lord, moving on.
The Surfer used the power cosmic to serve Galactus diligently for nearly 100 years, during which he ensured that the planets consumed were devoid of sentient life.
So he had experience?
The Surfer accidentally offered up a planet with life, which drove him crazy with guilt. So Galactus tried his best to suppress the Surfer's emotions, erase the painful memories, and make it easier for him to find planets with tasty, delicious life, guilt-free. How nice of him. And it worked for a while until the Surfer reached Earth. Galactus's mighty mind manipulation.
Because of course he would love Earth so much. It's practically in the Constitution of all things fiction, you know. All right, the comic that this originated from implies that the oh, look at that. Gotta get my laundry. Alright, I'm back. Laundry's done. Now, where were we? Oh yeah, I was reading this. Reach Earth. However, there are numerous stories that follow the Surfer before he arrives to Earth, suggesting that there was a likely good amount of time between these two events.
Wasn't enough to bury the Surfer's true nature for good. With the help of Alicia Masters and the Fantastic Four, the Surfer turned against
oh wait, same thing.
and saved the Earth from being eaten. But even after all that, Galactus
show?
just let the Surfer keep his powers. At any point, he could have just taken them back. Being the source of the Surfer's powers, yes, he could. But Galactus has continued to let the Surfer have the power
Golden Child, I bet. Galactus has so much respect for the Surfer and Silver Surfer Requiem. Galactus grieved for his death as in law alongside the rest of his people. Wait, grieved for his death? So he died, I think. I don't even know.
Cosmic out of respect for his first herald. Damn. See, that's the kind of respect I'm asking from you. Anyway, ever since those mental gymnastics with Galactus, the Surfer made sure nothing like that would ever happen again. And he's been successful. Like when Psycho Man failed to...
The 6 Infinity Stones? So mind, soul, reality, time, mind, space. His power can match the Infinity Stones. That powers the Infinity Gauntlet. Ooh. Right from that, I feel like Martian Manhunter might be cooked. Alright, so cosmic energy can be extended from to the entire universe. Pull a giant ship out of a black hole. And mind you, and Fantastic Four, the first steps. The Silver Surfer, it took the Silver Surfer, I guess, a short amount of time, like 3 months to get out of there. I mean, he just got out of there with no issue. Still. Alright, stilled every molecule so no sound could be made. Took the pain of the entire macroverse. Crashed into the Big Ben, traveled so fast it reaches singularity, defeated Galactus, Hulk, Thor, and Mephistos. I feel like I've heard of all 4. Hold on. Man, I'm doing so much research about both of these characters. Oh. So like Marvel Satan, I guess. The god of evil. Makes sense, you know. Who's stronger, Dormammu or Mephisto's? Clearly stronger than Mephisto in the comics. Oh, man. So he's called like Hades here? He rules a pocket dimension. He calls Hades or Hell. Okay. So he can literally match the power of the 6 Infinity Stones. That can literally change up a lot of things. Ooh. I get. Hey, what can I say? I was unfamiliar with your game. I'll drink to that. If sun-kissed orange. Yeah. Moving on.
Trick the surfer with
Defeated
his
Hulk.
illusions, or when he was briefly trapped in the Supreme Intelligence's mind when it was using the Mind Stone. With some of those mental threats behind him, he could finally take to the spaceways, kick ass, and monologue about the meaning of life
My
in
boy
the
just
universe.
chilling.
All of which he is quite good at, especially that last one. It's thanks to the abilities afforded to him through all that cosmic energy. It's seriously crazy. He can rearrange the molecules of anything he wants into anything he wants. He can force you to just feel pain in general, and he can even control elements, not just...
Ooh. He can make someone feel pain. But then again, Martian Manhunter can just overcome that fear mentally. He's still weak to fire physically. But then again, inconsistent story, so...
Earth, wind, and fire, but anything in a boogie wonderland like gravity and the weather. He's got enough power and energy and...
Alright, so energy manipulation, matter manipulation, soul, elemental, possession, telekinesis, hypnosis, regeneration, cosmic awareness, and intangibility. Turn into weapon? Oh. 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 Turn into weapons? Oh, I was not familiar with your game, brother. Oh my god. Can act with just a thought from the surfer can be rebuilt by the surfer. Bruh. I was sleeping on you this whole time. Wow. Moving on.
inside him that he once created an infant star to serve as a new light source in a universe devoid of light. So just when he needed it, he was able to pop out a baby son? That's convenient. That's the power cosmic. But we can't forget about the sick board he shreds the stars with. This thing's basically an extension of himself. He can transform it into a sweet sword or into pure cosmic
that's
energy.
tough.
And if it breaks, he can just form a new one. On his
There you
board,
go.
the surfer has traveled at incalculable speeds on multiple occasions. He can fly faster than Thor, and even once flew so fast he reached the
Thor.
future. Even without his board, he once broke free from energy shackles that would zap away his power within the next nanosecond. Gnarly, brah. He once outsurfed a wave
Oh,
universal
sunburns.
destruction. He had to surf
Better
out of
get
all
those
of
checked out, brother.
existence as it was being torn apart. Now, I've seen some choice waves in my day, but if you ask me, that's one too best for watching on the beach with a brew.
Should've used that sunscreen, brother.
Real hard with all this surfing lingo. He's honestly not that kind of guy at all. Righteously disagree with you, dude. You are carving up my brainwaves into an E-frame swell that I just can't bail. I'm waxed, man, waxed.
Alrighty then.
Who had the agenda for today?
Oh, I tried to send it over, but I didn't have access to...
The Silver Surfer is a tragic figure who is always weighing his choices through every angle of morality. Like when he set out to destroy the new host of the Star Brand, an energy source that grants his wielders virtually infinite power, capable of wiping out all
that's
life
it?
on Earth. The Star
kinda
Brand
blocky
seems to
there.
choose a new unknowing host at random. Could be a good guy, could be the most evil person to ever exist. But despite that threat, the Surfer spared the new Star Brand once he found out she was carrying a child. He just
Another example of the surfer wrestling with a moral quandaries when the Zen Law began invading worlds to force their culture onto them. To save those worlds, the surfer erased Zen Law from culture from entire universe.
decided to bear the weight of any potential consequences on his own shoulders instead of squashing any and all hope that the child would use that power for good. I get it. He's a righteous dude on a surfboard. Exactly. And in the surfer's case, a keen sense of morality also comes with a keen sense of his surroundings in general. He can see enemies even when they're invisible and can sense incoming threats to the point where he can sense someone approaching.
So That invincibility would not even work at all, especially for the Martian Manhunter. Oh boy.
Even before they've left their own home. He can also absorb energy his opponents throw at him. Anything from psionic energy to a freaking star. The Surfer can even do it when he's on death's door. Hey, Will, what do you think the doormat on death's door says? Probably like, knock him dead, right?
I don't. What are you talking? Now, it does
I
take
don't
a lot
think
to get
so.
the Surfer to death's door. He's taking.
Wait,
What
what?
are you talking? Now, it does take a lot to get the Surfer to.
If it's Jean Grey, please use the back entrance. Things got a thing for Jean Grey. Okay, moving on.
He's taken a blast from the Infinity Stones, survived being smashed into pieces, crashed into the Big Bang, and played catch with a star.
He caught it and then threw it right back at that punk Deadpool. I
Huh?
feel like a big ball of gas in your face, you tool.
Reed Richards,
What?
the smartest man alive, has said that the Surfer is probably the most powerful being in all the galaxy.
And even after years spent drifting through the galaxy, he's still built strong bonds, like with the Fantastic Four, the Defenders, and with people like Dawn Greenwood.
Wait, the
Like
Defenders?
with the Fantastic Four.
So that's who they are? So Doctor Strange, Hulk, Namor? I could tell by the wings on his foot.
The Defenders, and with people like Dawn Greenwood.
But somehow, he always ends up alone in space, searching for answers, searching for beings that need his help, searching for something that could replace the home that he lost all those years ago.
Only to be weighed down by the guilt of his servitude and the pain of his sacrifice, which was ultimately done in vain. Cause it doesn't seem to matter what the Surfer does. Zenla is destined for destruction. At this point, his home world has been destroyed 4 times over.
Despite it all, this tragic hero still manages to take everything in stride
Ah,
as he surfs the stars and fights tirelessly to preserve every being's right to live.
Oh man. Oh man. So I was not familiar with your game. I'll give you that. Oh man. Oh boy. Now, before I root for someone, let me check their feats real quick. Alright, so first off, Martian Manhunter. That was earlier, I think. Okay. Alright, so he survived the curse that wiped out his whole race. Came toe to toe with Superman, who flew so fast. He's so fast. But then again, Silver Surfer can just escape a black hole like it's nothing. Heck, he's faster than that. Might be faster than Superman, but who knows? He has a healing factor. Survived the god level beings. He pulled the Earth. However, hold on. Yeah, I can't find it. Man, what the heck? However, Silver Surfer, his old power can match the Infinity Stones. That can really mess up some things. He can play catch with a sun. It just push it back like it's nothing. That's bigger compared to Earth. And Silver Surfer defeated the Hulk. The dude that can thunderclap and made the universe shake, and I already said that before. So oh man. Go get him, Silver Surfer. I believe in you.
You're home for the holidays.
I was not familiar with your
Back
game.
in your old room. Oh. At least
Alrighty.
Time for a death battle!
Alright, Surfer. Rock him.
In all of my journeys, I have never seen anything quite like this.
I assume your
Pixels.
journeys would have made you rather familiar with places like this, Nordenrad. Or should I say, Silver Surfer?
I already know.
Tell me why you have summoned me here.
Enough.
Break through that. What the heck? Alright, Martian Manhunter, mind over matter. That's tough.
What are you hiding?
Wait, the surfer can phase through stuff too.
Tell me your secrets.
I must end this. There's no use in hiding.
Use that pose from the game over screen. I remember that.
I can feel your presence.
You can just build it back. Simple as that. Right, just like that. Weave. Dang. Ooh. That elemental manipulation, I think.
Nothing can best Martian might.
Your will is admirable, but will alone is not enough. Feel the pain.
Uh-oh.
Possess the same knowledge.
That only one of us can survive, and we know not why.
I hope you can live with the uncertainty.
Uh-oh. Ah, dang. Dang!
Victory comes with no certain satisfaction.
Hold on!
Fight. If violence is ever truly justified,
Oh, he can just manipulate elements.
worthy in the battle.
Myria.
Something beyond my understanding.
Big Bang, he can survive that. Oh, he did it! Alright, Silver Surfer! I was about to say. Alright. So, I was a bit thrown out by the sun there, because there's actual. He has like heat and some kind of fire. I guess he can withstand that too physically. But however, he can feel it. If it's mentally, then that's gonna mess him up. So again, these stories can get really inconsistent to a point where they can't even really tell. Yeah.
Yes. What the hell are we doing? Why are we forcing such beautiful souls to fight to the death? Both
I don't
the
even
Silver
know,
Surfer
man.
and the Martian Manhunter were two extraordinarily powerful beings, each with very wide power sets. So they both had counters for almost everything they could throw at each other. They
Yeah.
could both phase through objects.
Most likely comparable with Chevy's speed. Alright. No real way to permanently kill Surfer, less versatile. Better regeneration. Likely to resist mental manipulation. Powers Cosmic offers many advantages. Again, he had more abilities. Certain powers like molecule manipulation could be resisted. Alright.
Rearrange molecules and regenerate their own bodies. But arguably the biggest thing on the Martian Manhunter's side was his formidable telepathy. The Surfer has had his memories erased and his emotions manipulated by Galactus. So it would stand to reason that Jean could pose a mental threat to the Surfer. But the Surfer has
could.
resisted mental attacks many times.
The Surfer is aware of the infinite planes of reality and has commanded beings who can think seventh dimensionally. That's a thing in Marvel?
When
No.
Psycho Man played on the Surfer's guild and pretended to be his lost love, the Surfer saw right through it, and he escaped the Supreme Intelligence's mind when it was using a freaking Mind Stone. These two could have gone toe-to-toe around the universe for a long time, but when it came down to it, the question was, who had the power to put the other down for good? They both have some serious healing factors and have come back from basically nothing. But if ending Martian Manhunter meant destroying his every atom one by one, the Surfer has the means to make that happen thanks to the seemingly endless well of energy that is the Power Cosmic. It's truly an overwhelming source of unlimited power.
The Surfer have his powers removed by machinery specifically designed to take an infinite amount of power. Not even Rouge can take that much power.
And outside of Galactus stripping the power away from him, the Surfer is never without it.
It's like a battery. Even if Jean could drain all of the cosmic energy, the Surfer can just recharge it. And he's used that power to destroy planets, defeat Galactus-level threats, and can basically accomplish anything with it.
While both of these philosophic heroes tend to hold back out of a respect for life, there's obviously no holding back here. And the depth of Silver Surfer's abilities gave him the
What you doing
This
now?
Martian was harsh in his mellow, so the Surfer had to wave goodbye. Bodacious Cowabunga Hangtan Ninja Turtle.
Okay.
The winner is the Silver Surfer.
Oh, man. This was an interesting fight. This was interesting. Really made me learn a lot, especially on the Silver Surfer. Again, I was unfamiliar with your game. And I respect you for that. So with that, Phil Legend, signing off. Good day.